Danny's 1957 Ranch Wagon. Roger, where are we at with this build?
So this week we got all the interior in it fitted, everything just to make sure it's all good as we're getting ready to wrap everything in leather. Cato was here earlier this week to get all that stuff set up. He took the rear seat and the front seats with him and a couple small parts that he's gonna stitch on, and took those home. And we've taken now everything back out of the car. Spent a bunch of time wrapping things. As you can see, we went with red. There's a lot of details in these parts. You can see the headliner pieces. This is the rear section of the headliner, the front section of the headliner. There's little spears that sit on top of these ridges that were in the mold for the fiberglass. You can see the rear floor that goes back here, and there's spears that go on this, that go on here kind of like a Nomad or something like that. You can see the dash pad that was 3D printed, and this goes on the dash, and it's been all wrapped in leather. Looks beautiful. Getting those things together. You can see the door panels that go together. It's got the chrome inserts, the armrests, things like that. All that stuff is coming together. Over there we got the kick panels, the rear kick panels, the front of the rear seat panels. There's little speaker grills that go on those. We took just as far as we moving into the other small parts, we took and sent out the backings for the tail lights to get those powder coated silver, columns painted. We got the inlay painted on the inner fender vents, different just parts and pieces that go in the car. And so getting everything prepped to probably install the front sheet metal, get a lot of that stuff done, which you can see like the closeout panel that goes here. This is a panel that we made a long time ago. We scanned it and then machined it to go on the front of the core support here to cover all this up. So there's some nice stuff that goes around all of that. And so this will sit here, something like that. It bolts in place and has a badge that goes here, a V8 emblem, stuff like that that goes in it. There's some wicker stuff that bolts on the backside to kind of close out the hinges so you don't see through the hinges. But on the backside, you can see how intricate this piece is. And so there's another half that bolts to this that creates that. And so there's tabs that go across this that bridge the gap. So, but we got all the parts back from Mix. So front sheet metal's all here, hood's here, all that kind of stuff. Steering wheel is now painted. Working on gauges with Dakota Digital. Getting all the grill. These are all the spears that go on the floors. Just a lot of the small parts all together. There's a ton of stuff in this interior that we're getting together for that. We've decided on the back of this thing to make a badge that goes on the tailgate that goes across. Let's see. Slide this a little bit further forward. So, but we're gonna make a badge that goes across here and surrounds this. Just because the tape lines kind of when you get to the end, you're like, man, it would be nice to have just not so nothing. So we're gonna make a badge that goes in here, probably put a little T-bird emblem in it, do some things like that, and it will double side tape on like a lot of the trim that we do. Other than that, getting ready to cut the exhaust tips off once we get the front sheet metal on to make sure the body doesn't need to move forward or backward at all. So the wheels are in the exact position that we wanted, and then we'll snip the exhaust off. Most of that, like just getting all the details together. The shifter, we ordered a little bit longer shifter to put in there because the mock-up one we had was super short. We wanted to get it all set in place, and we decided that a little bit longer unit would be good. Power window motors and stuff are in. All the wiring is in, just needs to be buttoned up and tidied up. But other than that, just all the parts and pieces are all coming together for it now. Over here, we've got a lot of the trim pieces with the sill plates. These are the door sill plates. We're getting ready to put all the inlay that'll go in that. We've got these plates that are kind of the coil covers. And so they would bolt on over this. So should go think this is the one for this side, I think. So this one goes over here. There's a badge that goes inside this that's at polish. And so we're getting those things together. We've got some inlay to put into this rear view mirror. So in these notches, we're going to put the inlay that goes into that. Some more trim pieces for the headliner, interior garnish moldings. This is a piece that we decided to not go with polished chrome and go back to paint it red. So there's 3 pieces on the back that we decided that would look better red once we had it all closed up. It kind of finishes off the edge seal from, or the red that goes around here, goes all the way down here, and then circles around the back.
That one goes to the top of the tailgate.
Yeah, this goes to the top of the tailgate, and then I believe the pieces that go in the corner are already in there, in the very back corner.
So it just completes that whole round.
That just completes it all, so it's red. We were thinking when we decided to chrome it, we were thinking that with the tailgate open, and we were looking at it with the tailgate, so it's just one of those balance things, that just little things that you're like, man, you kind of, I think this idea might be a little bit better another way. So we can go in here and I can show you a bunch of parts. So in here we just got a bunch of the parts. We're getting finished up on getting the radiators and stuff cleaned up. We don't like seeing all that stuff from the front of the vents and stuff through the grill. So this is a lower apron, fenders, hood, inner fenders. We'll get all that stuff together. We need to check the fitment of the hood vent piece, so that part can go to chrome, but that part can go on very last. Just a lot of those other parts. Everything's all Raptor lined on the backside and ready for install. So on this side of the car, we decided to put a gold inlay that would look like a factory trim piece. The tricky part is we didn't want to make it thick. We don't want to space off the trim. Didn't want to do a lot of those things. So we started some test panels here. First, we made the first panels where you could see the lines were this way to make them level to the world as it went up. And then we also did the ones that were diamond to the world. And we decided we liked the diamond the best. So, but if you look here, you'll see that this one is dark. This one is a little lighter. This one is lighter and matte. And this one is lighter yet and matte. So we've kind of been going through a process where we like to look at the colors, stand back and look at them. And we've decided that this is probably the color we like, but we're going to change what's making it dark. What's making it dark is green, and we're going to change that green to brown. And so I'm waiting on a new panel that we can try in here. And once that's good, then we can start making all the pieces, because there'll be one piece here, one piece here, and one piece here. But the trick is because we're printing the overlay parts, you have to mess with the color that the guy prints and then see how it comes out, because it's not like painting it where you can just change the color. You need to get to the end process. And that's why we were trying this to go, this is with clear over it, and this is matte clear, and really try to mess with that to get the look that we're after. And so doing that, we've just been playing with the colors so that in the end it looks right. And so we keep printing all these different inlays and coating them and putting them on the car and getting that color where it's just right. Because it just seems like this one is probably the right direction, but it has a little bit of green in it. We'd like it to not be green. So, but if you look on the other side, you can see how silly it looks without it. Like, it looks nice, but it does not look as good as the other side. And so that's where just an idea that we had along the way in the process to go, man, this would be a great idea. And so that's one of the things we've done. Other than that, just progress is continuing on. Cato's got the seats, and we're hoping to have all that stuff back by Christmas, and just continuing to get things assembled.
So just to remind everyone, our deadline for this car is to debut it at the Roadster Show in Pomona. So if you guys are following along, the whole point of these videos is to not just debut the car, like, here it is, finished. We really want to show the details that are underneath that you really don't get to see when it's at the show. You get to see the outer shell and you get to see all the details together, but there's a lot of details underneath all these panels and a lot of time and effort. So getting to see it in raw form before little pieces go on and how the process is is one of the things we want to document it and show everyone following along.
Yeah, that's the plan, is to show these details. We're not going to compete for really awards. We're not going to do any of that. We're just going to display a really nice car and trying to show you guys some of the ways that some of this goes on. Like, you're probably looking at these things on the engine and going, why the heck are those primer gray and bolted on? Because we can't decide what color they should be yet. We don't know if they should be red to match the valve covers. We don't think it should be black, because that's going to get pretty black in here. But we really want to see how everything comes together to go, is this a cream color? Is this a dark gray? Is this a different finish of black? Like, what is it that this panel, this panel, this panel, and this panel, what are they all, what color do we think they should be in the end? And so we're just trying to show some of those things as we go through the process, and just unveiling the car slowly online. And then we're just going to show the completed product there, because there's many more people that won't attend the show. And so we're just trying to focus on showing the cars that we're building, showing what we're doing, and just promoting the quality of work that we're trying to do, and show you behind the scenes of just kind of not just wham, here's a car that's all done and you have no idea what the other stuff is, or how crappy wiring and plumbing and things like that are under what you can't see. We want to show you the quality of what you can see.
Well, with that said, you know, if you're watching this, I would like to see some participation of comments of what your feelings are about seeing the process and the steps, and not just debuting the car. The old days is we didn't really have social media to show off things. We didn't really have platforms to show off things. So you just got to unveil vehicles when they were finished at the shows. But now, do you guys like to see this? Do you like to see the process? And we really think that is valuable. So we're hoping that everyone's liking it. And if there's anything that you want to see within this process, by all means, let us know so we can cater to that.
And along those same lines, like, if you want to see, like, we did a video at SEMA where we talked with other builders about the cars they had parked next to us, and just trying to show the quality work that we were all doing. Granted, you're not seeing behind the panels and behind the scenes to see those things, but is that stuff that you enjoy? If that's the kind of stuff you want to see, let us know. That's what we're trying to focus on, is just showing the behind the scenes quality and details and what goes in the process of going from an average car to an above average car.
Sure.
Thanks for watching. If you have any more questions or anything, just hit us up on our website, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Thank you. Have a good day.